European election results. Far-right claims large lead in France.
Here's a summary of the article.
French President Emmanuel Macron dissolved the Assemblée nationale and called early legislative elections after his coalition finished second, well behind the far right, in the European elections on Sunday, June 9. The first round of elections for the Assembly will take place on June 30, with the second round on July 7, Macron announced in an address to the nation. The dissolution will be the first such move since 1997, when then right-wing President Jacques Chirac called snap legislative elections only to see the left win a majority. The estimated results of the European elections showed two other parties appeared certain of crossing the 5% threshold required to send candidates to the European Parliament: the radical left La France Insoumise and the conservative Les Républicains. The estimates also put the Greens at 5.5%, the same score as the far-right party Reconquête. At 5.5%, the RN has now been the top-ranking party in 3 consecutive European elections. In his speech after the first estimates were published, the 28-year-old Bardella had solemnly asked Macron to dissolve the Assemblée nationale and call early elections. RN Deputy Chief Louis Alliot told broadcaster BFM TV that the RN would seek to win a majority in the legislative elections and make Bardella Prime Minister.
This post received a score of 7,200, with an upvote ratio of 94%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Macron is dissolving the Legislative Assembly. This is huge.
Please explain this like I'm a 5-year-old American.
He is firing the entire House of Representatives, and new elections need to happen the 30th of June, in 3 weeks.
Why does he need to do that, just because of the EU election?
Therefore the PM is nominated after the legislative elections. The president has to cohabit with the PM if legislative elections give the majority to a different party. This has famously happened in the past but is not the norm, as usually when a president is elected he enjoys a wave of support that extends to the rest of his party during the legislative elections that happen a few months after the presidential election. Macron's party lost the European election big time, and is doing this probably for 2 major reasons. 1.
Isn't that risky AF? What if he loses?
Then we'll have a far-right prime minister from the Rassemblement National Party, RN, far-right, with a supposedly centered president, and Macron will pretend to put on a brave face and grit his teeth for a shitty cohabitation. In reality he's opportunistic AF, so he'll use the far-right PM as hitman to do all the shitty reforms he's had planned for a while. Then he'll spin it for the next presidential election in 2027 to prop up his own party's candidate, by pretending all the bad shit happened during the cohabitation was the fault of the rogue RNPM.
What would that mean for French support of Ukraine?
Not good for Ukraine.
Not good at all.
Asking this in all seriousness, no agenda, just sheer curiosity. Is it considered ironic that the Tories seem to be on the outs in the UK post-Brexit while the EU is basically moving towards becoming what Brexiteers wanted?
It's not really ironic. They've campaigned against immigration while overseeing the biggest increase in immigration in history.
Historically, immigrants from the Middle East do not assimilate into foreign cultures the way others do. The result is large areas of European countries that have areas completely transformed in ways that are deemed foreign by the local residents. Wait until areas of China and India are nearly uninhabitable from climate change. 1 billion immigrants that need to find homes in cooler, habitable climates will drive the shift to the right so hard, it will lead to multiple global wars.
I feel like we've reached the point where center-left and maybe even left-wing parties have to accept that they can't keep driving an open immigration policy. Immigration has become such a single-issue driver for the elections, and the far right has been the only one capitalizing on it.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to Speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.